3 handmaidens for the 3 cousins, playing their parts perfectly in 2 teams. How had they already found the classroom, class, and school they were in? Was there a skilled spy in the school? Though the constant exchange of groups, pretending not to know each other. It was an entertaining game of actresses and also served as study for their future lives in high noble positions. Learning to act and be a spy was part of why she was here, after all. Watching her cousin was her original mission, though lately the headmaster, the only adult who knew the truth, seemed more interested in knowing about the mushroom boy than her cousin and the king's daughter. It was fine. She wouldn't have been able to fulfill the real mission anyway. She loved her cousins, besides. Her cousins had always been observant, even when pretending not to be. The mission would have failed. So the mission to watch Ren was better. She could take it more seriously and didn't have to lie in the reports. But this no longer had anything to do with Ren either. How could he have reached so far down with just a spore? Impossible. This couldn't have been his doing. My objectives seem to change too quickly, but I have to find out what happened here. At 275 meters, she found the first signs of deep assassins, proboscis marks on the walls and remains of consumed prey. But something had driven them away. The territorial beasts had abandoned their usual hunting grounds. At 300 meters, the trail of destruction reached its climax. The mana was a bit denser now. Each blink required more concentration, and the rest periods between each use grew longer. A deep assassin emerged from a corner, its proboscis extended. She remained completely still. Deep assassins didn't hunt by sight. They depended on detecting vibrations, and right now, she wasn't generating any. The assassin moved slowly, its sensors sweeping the area. Her previous steps must have alerted it. When the beast came too close, she panicked, took a step back, and used her ability, appearing several meters beyond. The assassin advanced to the location of the last step and stopped, confused. Its prey's vibrations had completely disappeared. The beast began moving in a search pattern, its sensors working methodically. She waited, studying its behavior. The assassin approached again. This time, when she transported, she did it behind a rock formation she had been studying. But it wasn't perfect. The sound of her landing was muffled, but not far enough. The assassin felt it. She needed a more distant target to lose it. The beast turned instantly toward the new vibration, its proboscis cutting through the air where she had been a second before. Her next blink took her to a larger tunnel, and she ran. The assassin pursued her, guided by her footsteps' vibrations. The signs of destruction were more evident here, pulverized walls and marks of recent combat. The assassin kept chasing her, but something made it stop. Its sensors detected something else, something that made the beast instinctively back away. A roar shook the tunnels. The girl, not having to worry about the assassin now and confident in her skills, peered cautiously around a corner. A hydra, its 2 heads covered in recent wounds. Her mother had told her about them, but 2 heads meant gold rank. What was it doing so high up? Normal hydras only had 1 head and lived at around 1,000 meters underground in the zone beneath the school. That was all that appeared in modern records. Information about multi-headed ones were relics of an earlier age, mentioned in texts so ancient that no one in Yano had bothered to verify. Her uncles or her father could have done it. Her father definitely had the power to obtain a hydra egg. But their interests had led them down other paths, to beasts they considered better. No one had wanted the hard task, or risk their life, if even a little, in an expedition beyond 2,000 or 3,000 meters of depth, just for the possibility of finding a hydra egg. Its scales, beautiful as diamonds, gleamed weakly while it faced a figure she hadn't noticed before. The man, if it was a man, had 2 beasts. The hydra attacked with one of its heads, while the other tried to charge a ray. The man blocked the attack with his claws, the impact making the rock beneath his feet crack. She remained hidden, observing. The hydra was weakened, its movements slower than they should be, and the ray in its second head barely managed to form sparks. The man, on the other hand, seemed furious. "Where is it?" His voice resonated in the chamber. "How did you let them steal the egg? Now you'll be my new egg. A plan B." The hydra responded with another attack, but it was obvious it was rapidly losing strength. The man dodged and counterattacked with a brutal combination of his two beasts. Then, the golden hippogriff manifested completely outside his body, its 5-meter form filling the chamber. The abyssal scorpion remained fused with him, its influence evident, the mutations it caused different from anything she had seen in Yano. Yino, she thought while observing the mutation patterns. Father told me that only they have perfected fusion with abyssal beasts. He's like those from the attack with Professor Zhao. The hippogriff launched forward with impossible speed, its massive form moving with a grace that defied its size. The hydra tried to defend itself, but its movements were already too slow. In an instant of perfect violence, the griffin's claws cut cleanly through one of the hydra's diamond necks. The girl held her breath, watching in horrified fascination. A hydra's scales were legendary for their hardness, said to be impenetrable by normal weapons, that this man's beast could slice through them so easily. The hydra roared with its remaining head, a sound of agony and fury that echoed through the chamber. "It will die soon," the girl realized. "What a waste," she thought, while watching the magnificent beast stagger. She herself had been lucky. Her own beast was superior by current standards. But seeing this understudied creature, its beautiful gleam even in its moment of defeat, it was time to leave. She had enough information. If the man was strong enough to kill a 2-headed hydra, the girl began her own ascent, processing what she had witnessed. The headmaster needed to know about this. The presence of someone from Yino with beasts of that level, the hydra, the mentioned egg. In her last glance at the scene, she saw something that made her blood freeze. The man had slightly turned his head, his eyes focusing for an instant on the spot where she had been observing. She began blinking backward, using her ability to move between visual anchor points. One blink, then another, each taking her further from the battle, her heart pounding. He had noticed her. Perhaps not clearly, but he had sensed her presence.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Renz here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 6.9% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 93.1% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.